Welcome to Tigers Untapped, a Bluff City media podcast. Stepping up to the microphone are your hosts, Trey Lasley and TJ Willis. Now, let's get to the show.
What it do? It's your boy T Laz. I got TJ and Kenny. Episode 115 is officially live.
We here, baby.
Rocking the Gibson's donut. Rope hat.
It's actually nice, dude. Anytime you wear Gibson's gear into Gibson's, they'll actually give you a free donut. So,
how many donuts has that hat gotten you?
The limit does not exist. If I were to tell you 74,
Have you ever gotten to Gibson's and you're like, oh shit, I forgot my hat?
100%. Every time I've gone since owning the hat and I didn't wear the hat, I've been like, I need to go home and get my hat.
I feel like you just need to leave the hat in the car. You just need a donut hat slot.
That's a good point. That's fair.
What if we're in Alicia's car?
Well, then you need a black version of their hat, and you need to leave it in Alicia's car. There's nothing wrong with two donut hats.
Well, I got a lot of hats. So,
what's your go-to at Gibson's?
It's changed over the years. It used to be the blueberry donut every time.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm a weirdo. I'll admit it. I like cake donuts more than the yeast donuts, which are like glaze. I know a lot of people like glazed donuts. Not a fan personally. They're okay. They're fine. The cake donut is where it's at. And I am a New Orleans, which is kind of like the round baseball-y looking one, or a cruller, which is like the wrinkly looking guy, or hear me out. It's going to sound weird. A sour cream donut, old fashioned donut. That's where it's at. Try it out.
Interesting.
I know that TJ
Trey hates donuts.
Oh, why would you say that before I can get the words out of my mouth? Hate is strong, and I was going to say, I know that TJ knows this, but Kenny, I have a hot take for you. Donuts to me are overrated.
You're crazy.
I find it shocking that there are places whose sole existence in this world is to literally just sell donuts. Like they don't do anything else.
Is it like, what is your favorite dessert? Like, what do you like to eat?
Why are we going to dessert?
Because I'm just asking. I want to know Trey a little bit better. I want to know you.
Favorite dessert. I don't know. Probably like banana pudding or something.
Good choice.
That's weird.
Great choice.
Just off the cuff, your favorite dessert is one that's just sold at barbecue restaurants, and that's really about it.
Yeah, probably.
Well, you can determine a barbecue restaurant by its banana pudding.
Yeah.
Like if it's got good banana pudding, it's a good barbecue restaurant.
I don't think that's true.
But I'll say this. I'm much more salty, savory over sweet. So like on a typical night after dinner, I'm not going to have ice cream or whatever. I'm going to make a bowl of popcorn. Like that's my, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know.
Here's and you can tell the composition of Trey versus Kenny and myself.
What do you mean?
I think Kenny may agree with me that we prefer the sweet over the.
I'm not saying. Look, I will eat a donut. I think they're fine. To me, it's shocking that there's just donut places. Like I don't know.
How many donuts do you think you could eat consecutively back to back? Not in like a competitive manner, just like I'm at Gibson's. There's a box of 10 in front of you or 12. How many are you going to eat?
Like how many could I eat or how many would you? Yeah. Before you're like, this is enough. Probably one. Like I don't. And then I'm going to go get like eggs and bacon and a biscuit somewhere.
Oh, you're so gross.
Dude, I've watched Julian mow down 4 donuts back to back to back. Just mows them down. And he's 3.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just like as a breakfast item, I don't know. Donuts just aren't my thing. I don't know.
That's weird. Anyway,
that's why I'm not rocking
You're wrong here. You're wrong.
Look, I get it. Gibson had a very good donut from Gibson's. I can't tell you the last time I went and bought That's not true. I just lied to you. It was Catherine's birthday in July. We took her to, what's that place? The Duck Place. You make your own donut and you watch them make it. There's one in Carterville.
It's Carterville. Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, that was the last time. And I don't even think I got a donut there. That was just the last time I would have purchased a donut.
Let us know in the comments your favorite donut. By the way, we need to just hash this out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Duck Donuts.
Team Cake Donut. They're just superior. They are.
I'm a big fan of apple fritters. I think apple fritters are phenomenal.
Yeah, we are 6.5 minutes in and we hadn't even told you guys what we're drinking, which a little bit of a sneak preview. This may be the best can we've ever had. We'll get there when we get there, but this one's up there. Tell the fine folks at home what we're drinking tonight, Timothy.
This is Rockando Highland Campfire Scottish Red Ale. We've talked about the Rockando beers before. It's technically brewed by Hub City out of Jackson. We let it slide because it's Rockando and that's here in Memphis. So we let it slide.
Sure. They got a brewed in Tennessee, so that's fine. Yeah. It works. What donut would go well with this, TJ?
Oh,
I feel like maybe one of those maple bacon ones.
No, those are gross.
Now that's a donut I can get behind. That's got some bacon
crazy.
on there.
You're crazy.
I don't like that one. I would say a sour cream, an old fashioned or cruller, very similar in taste.
Sour cream with this?
Dude, I'm gonna get you one. I'm gonna bring it to you tomorrow. It doesn't taste like sour cream.
What does it taste like? Is it like cream cheese?
It's just called sour cream. Like I assume there's sour cream in the making process. I don't know.
See, I was envisioning, like a jelly donut has jelly on the end. I'm envisioning you biting into a glazed donut that has sour cream squirting out. As if Christian has just lathered up a chicken biscuit with mayonnaise.
Yes. You guys have seen sour cream donuts. You don't realize that's what they are. You probably have no clue that's what they're made from. But they're fantastic. Kenny lives too far away. I can't take him one. But.
Oh, okay. Yep. You're right. Yep.
You've seen them. You just didn't know it. But they're fantastic. Yeah. Again, let's move on from the donuts. I'm getting hungry. I'm going to have to quit the pod and go grab one.
Well, good thing you live across the street. Ladies and gents.
Oh, those are good. Yeah. Sorry.
I know I've seen them. I don't know what they tasted like.
Those are good.
TJ.
Good choice.
I'll happily try one out tomorrow at my desk. Thank you.
Deal.
Is TJ bringing you one?
He said he was.
Oh, wow.
We'll see. He'll get it for free. Is there a limit on what kind of donut you can get?
No.
Does it have to? Is it just a glazed one? You just like
you get a free one. They just say, "What do you want for free?" I could probably get an apple fritter. That's probably the better end of the deal because that's a bigger. When you think of it from like what's the best bang for the buck? Apple fritters like this big, so probably should do that. I just don't care for them. Sorry, Kenny. They always give me heartburn.
How many donut holes equal a donut?
6, I think, is the rough estimate. I eat there a lot. I think they just scoop them. But anyway.
Yeah. We finally played a basketball game, fellas, after a nice recovery, get right. And that was a get right game. Beat the brakes off the FAU for the second time this season. 84-65. Really wanted it to shape up to be a 30-piece. Would have loved to do that to them again. They made a couple threes down the stretch, whatever. Still a 20-point drubbing when we were favored by 8.5, I think.
So crazy.
That's right.
It is. I mean, that's exactly what you needed yesterday. You got a massive night out of PJ, 22, 6, an assist, a steal, 11-17 from the field. Huge night out of Dane. We got Dane back after he had a
danger.
I don't know what happened in Wichita. Penny kind of talked about it after the game that he just wasn't in the right mindset when they were up there. Glad he fixed that last week. Came back like the all-conference player we've been saying he was in conference. 22 for him and 11 boards. Had 3 steals, 4 blocks. My man was all over the place.
Man,
coast to coasting.
He filled the stat sheet up.
This is the second time I have looked up with more than half. What was that?
Right. That's enough. That's enough of
celebrating. This is the second time I've looked up. We've had more than 10 minutes left in the game, and Dane has already had 20 points. Kenny, I don't know what you're doing. Can you stop?
You need to. Your StreamYard has gotten zesty. I don't know what's happening.
And I wanted a 30-piece out of Dane last night. But the second time he's gotten to 20, and I'm calling for a 30-er. And then my man gets his third and his fourth fouls within 45 seconds of hitting 20 points and me saying I want a 30-piece. And he ends up with 22 both times, a career high. Can we just get one Dane 30-er before the season's over, please?
I think it's coming.
It's going to happen. Every time I think it's happening, my boy goes out and gets a third and fourth foul right away.
I'll tell you when it's coming. Here's my prediction. Are you ready?
All right.
Tigers get the 6th seed in the NCAA tournament. First round matchup against the 11 seed Kansas Jayhawks. And Dane goes for 30-piece against Hunter Dickinson.
Oh.
That's going back to like
Kansas is projected as a
110 or something.
Yes.
Where is Kansas right now?
Out of the top 25.
And bracket matrix still has them ahead of us as a 6th seed.
So dumb. They got beat by 34 against BYU. Get out of my face.
I mean, it's disgusting. It is
Where they at in the net?
I don't know. The net's so dumb.
It is dumb, but
I don't even know. I've stopped tracking where we're at because I don't even.
They're 20th.
That's ridiculous.
Because they are.
This is the first time in like
quad one.
What was the tweet? Was it like 1,500 days they haven't since
1,200 days? February 2021 was the last time they were not in the top 25.
That's crazy.
That's absurd.
Well, I don't even want to know how many days it's been since we were ranked in February this high. So they said on the radio today, I think it's since 2009 was the last time we were ranked this high, this late in the season.
Ouch.
So I don't know how many days that is, but it's a lot more than 1,200. I can tell you that. Good to be breaking that record, though. No, absolutely. I mean, started out a little bit slow, but then you took the lead with like 5 minutes left in the first half and literally just obliterated them from
to the moon.
We didn't even shoot well from 3. Can you imagine if we had shot like the number 1 3-point shooting team in the country yesterday?
Yeah, to say it started off slow is a bit of an understatement. It was 3 baskets scored in the first 5 minutes or something like that.
Oh my gosh. I looked up and we had 4 points and 7.5 game time minutes had gone by.
It was not pretty.
And hey, shout out to Penny though I mean, I know that we give him a hard time about it, but obviously that first unit just didn't have it early on and he threw in free. We got early Dink minutes and they were good minutes.
So Dink was talking in the he was a special guest at Penny Hardaway's radio show today. Tonight. And he was asked, like, did you expect to get in the game? And he was like, no. He said, when I saw Penny looking down the bench at me, I instantly was like, whose popcorn is he looking at? Like, nice, bro. Nice.
No, Dink gave us 8 minutes, 1-on-1 from the field, had 2 points, a block, 2 steals, 2 assists, and a board.
Come on, man.
That's a lot for 8 minutes of ball play.
I will admit, when I saw Dink come in the game, I was like, what the are we doing? Like, what's happening right now?
Hey,
like,
he was trying anything and it worked.
Died?
This time it worked.
Who died?
This time it worked.
To the point that we had to play Dink. And I'm running head count. I'm like, everyone's accounted for. What's going on? And then I kind of faded back into my bush because he was great in the limited time that you had him.
I'll say this about Dink. Like, obviously, he has not cracked the rotation all year, but he's a big dude. Like,
yeah, he is.
He is huge. He is not your normal walk-on. Like, it'd be like Noah Stansberry coming in the game, and you're like, what the hell?
Breaking news.
Yeah.
He's not a walk-on anymore. And he said tonight he put him on Scottley earlier in the year.
Let's freaking go, dude. Congratulations,
cool?
Dink.
I wish we had a video of that. You know when they do those videos where the coach comes in and like awards a guy.
I'm stunned that we don't have video of that. I just am stunned that they didn't capture a cool moment for the Memphis Tiger athletic department. Sorry, go ahead.
Sounds like sarcasm there. But no, shout out to Dink. Turn it in. I mean, come in at 8 minutes and you give that a steal, an assist.
Shout out, dude. Shout
2
out.
points, 1-on-1 from the field, rebound.
Just living proof that Team Thad guys can succeed on a penny team, you know?
Wow.
Wow, dude. For those who are watching that are not from Memphis, TJ is going some deep cut stuff right here. This is deep cut. Like that's
for our Italy listener.
For our listener in Romania. This is deep cut stuff, man.
That is funny you guys mentioned that. We actually do have international listeners.
I know.
From random places.
I know.
That's why I said Italy.
You guys are very popular in South Korea. I'm just going to throw that out there to you. They love y'all. Shout out.
Well, we love them. We love them.
My boys in Shanghai. Ni hao ma.
Oh.
That's China.
Okay.
Yeah. What's the problem?
I don't know what just happened.
What's the problem, Kenneth? Is that the wrong one? Are they Cantonese? What's the problem with the word I said?
Never mind.
Keep going. He said South Korea.
I said China. I said Shanghai.
But I don't think we have any listeners there.
I don't know, dude. I'm just making something up.
They're not allowed to listen to us over there.
That's probably true. I haven't looked at that metric in a while. And moving on.
They should be. We've had some Tiger players play in the Chinese leagues over there, haven't we?
I found out this week that DeMaria Franklin's playing in Rwanda.
Really? Wow. Yeah. Wow. What kind of ball are they playing over there? They got a pretty good league? Or what?
Oh, I don't know.
Can we watch that?
I'm trying very hard to.
What's his team?
I'm trying to find the Rwanda Basketball League. Personally.
Yeah, what's the team name?
I don't know.
RBL.
Remember when he came in at the very end of the Alabama game and we were all so fired up because he came in like a freaking bolt of lightning.
Yeah.
Oh man.
There's a 30+ team.
Nice. What, like a 30 and over?
These are former teams. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's how it comes off as. That you're also playing against the University of Rwanda, Shoot for the Stars. That's the school that what's his name went to. The guy who was at ECS, then went to Shoot for the Stars. Yeah. Know where he went?
To where? Rwanda?
Shoot for the Stars?
Shoot for the Stars. It is a joke.
Oh, his was
Reach Your Dreams Prep. I was making a joke.
Reach Your Dreams. Shoot for the Stars. What was the Reading Rainbow thing? What would it say?
Reading Rainbow.
The more you know.
No, that's a PSA.
Oh.
It's the more you know PSA.
Trey.
Whatever.
All right, dude. Let's move on, dude.
It was great to get back yesterday. Get back to ball. Get back right. Got some help that Tyrese looked like his knees feeling better. Mm-hmm. I mean, he didn't necessarily have a big scoring night, but my dude had I think a season high 8 assists.
Yeah.
Right? Is that his season high?
It's got to be. Dude, 8's a lot. 8's a lot. On this team, it's a lot.
I mean, they share the ball out there.
They share the ball really well, yeah.
How many are we averaging a night? It's got to be 15 plus.
No, I'm saying 8's a lot for one individual.
Oh, it is.
Oh, 8 assists. Yeah, you've got 3 different dudes that control the ball at times.
Yeah, they average.
Hell, there's been nights we've seen Danger put up 4 assists.
15 a ball game. As good as yesterday was, just further confirmation. We haven't talked enough about this. I don't think we've mentioned the refereeing in collegiate basketball. You can't necessarily call it as AAC officiating because this isn't like football where there's conference specific officials. Basketball is just
regional.
Why? Like they just have regional groupings that do games. I don't know what it is, but there's a ref vendetta out on PJ Haggerty because he shot 0 free throws yesterday, which whatever you say, okay, a game here or there, no free throws, whatever. There were several instances yesterday he should have been shooting free throws and probably should have had at least 2 or 3 and ones. The problem here, and shout out to D. Grums for this supporting data, our local economist. In 80% of his non-conference games, 10 of 13 games, nearly 80% of the non-conference, PJ Haggerty shot at least 8 free throws in those games or more. In 14 conference games, twice has he shot 8 free throws in a game. And he hasn't gotten to that number in the last 10. What in the heck has happened? Was there a league-wide email sent out by freaking Tom Spaghetti that said, don't call fouls for PJ Haggerty anymore?
We've already talked about what it is. They're not going to reward him with free throws if he's going to keep flailing his legs. And there are some that are not that. I know. There's at least 4 games where he's not flailing his leg. I agree, but
I'm saying
it seems like that
yesterday there were multiple where he drives the lane, gets a layup at the basket, and is just bodied into the first row of the floor seats. And it's like, I don't understand how that is not a foul at all.
Yeah.
I can get some of the 3-pointer, like step back, falling down stuff you won't call, but when he's attacking the bat, I don't understand how he's not getting calls. Especially he's got to be your conference player of the year. I mean, I'm not going to say he's going to be a first team All-American, but I've seen him listed numerous times as like a second team All-American nationally. Is there another guy out there that has that caliber of stardom in collegiate basketball that does not get calls the way that he doesn't get them? I don't know. It's weird. That's a drastic difference from non-conference to conference. And again, it's not AAC officials because there's not specific AAC officials. So it doesn't make any sense to me, and it's ridiculous.
It's the drastic nature of it, right? It's the going from as many as he was getting. Those things are always going to level out throughout the year, right? They're always going to kind of hit a more of a prop, like 12, 13 free throws a game. It's probably too much, but to go multiple games and get 0 foul calls against him.
Yeah, we were talking about this before. What did you say? How many games in conference?
I think in the last 2. I think the last. I don't know. I just know.
You said he shot 7 total free throws in the last 3 games. Is that what it was?
Right. It's crazy, like that.
And he had 10. He had 10 games in non-con where he shot 8 or more, and in the last 3 games combined, he hasn't even shot 8.
I know what it was. It was Dan Hurley. Dan Hurley got a hold of him and said, I got a hold of the refs.
Maybe if it had changed after that.
Unfortunately,
we played 10 more conference or 10 more non-conference games after that.
I will say, if it makes you feel any better, I know it's not the same thing because they're just not on the same scale, but Jamal Mashburn Jr. is shooting essentially the same number of free throws a game on average. I haven't looked at it from a game log perspective, but
he's not even playing anymore.
That's fine. My point is it was the same though. I mean, he's shooting about the same number per. So it's not like there's a giant drop off.
Yeah, and he's got his dad's name to.
Is he really not play? Is he done for the season?
I don't know if he's done, but I'm pretty sure he hasn't really. I mean, I know he played.
He's missed a couple of games for sure. 7, is that right?
He played the game after us, I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
Last game was 2-12.
Yeah, the last time he played was
2-12.
Yeah.
Dude, that's tough for Temple. Because Temple going into the conference tournament could have been a spoiler of some people with Jamal Mashburn out there, but that's tough. Because they got a couple of nice little players on their team. They got a couple of dudes that Barry kid and that Steve, whatever his name is, the tall kid.
Just call him
just like that.
Just pull a TJ and just call him the Temple guy.
The Temple guy. We know who that is, so we can't do that.
Steve Settle.
I think this was from loyal listener. I'm about to try to look it up, but loyal listener J Mac Jonathan, I think, tweeted this out. Since Mashburn went out on 2/12, his last game, they have dropped 50 spots in the net rankings.
Jeez.
I'm about to try to validate that, but I'm pretty sure that's what he said.
Which is crazy because.
So do you think that like when they're looking at that, they'll see that we lost, they'll see that Mashburn basically didn't ever play again and they were a totally different team, and they give us more of a
no.
They take that as like, okay, that was a fringe quad 2 loss, and now it's
they've lost six. They've lost 6 conference games in a row.
Yeah, since I guess he played the Tulsa game they lost partially, but does that weigh into it? 50 spots is insane. How do you look at the archives here? I still can't believe that's updated every day. Speaking of that, there's another interesting tidbit. If any of you, there's a lot of bracketologists out there, a couple of them that are T3, JBR. This is another tidbit from Jonathan who figured this out. But JBR Bracketology on X earlier today tweeted out every single team in the net era that has finished with a 70+ percentage versus win percentage versus quads 1 and 2 and finished with 3+ quad 1A wins. So 70% win percentage against quads 1 and 2 and 3 quad 1A wins has earned a top 4 seed in the tournament. And he's referencing Clemson because they're 11-4 in quads 1 and 2 at 73%, and they have 3 quad 1As, quad 1A wins. Memphis also falls in that category. And yet we're projected right now to be a 7 seed.
Yeah. Not going to get it.
So I guess that streak ends.
But with that, is there a statistic in there that will also consider the offensive and defensive adjusted efficiency?
I don't know. He didn't say anything about it. I think the weird thing is that a team that's like that typically if you're that good against quad 1 and 2 and you have multiple quad 1A wins, theoretically you should be dominating teams that are inferior in quad 3 and 4, which is obviously not what we've been able to do night in and night out. So that's where we're real weird. We didn't even mention this, and I almost forgot about it. We picked up a quad 1 win last week. 1, not even playing a game, and 2, it was in February, which people said we'd never be able to do. Shout out to the freaking University of Memphis athletic department. I don't know who necessarily did it. I don't know if it was Penny. I don't know if it was Ed. I don't know who did it, but also the NCAA for being favorable for once and rewarding us with a quad 1 road victory at San Francisco. I don't know why it took this long. If literally the criteria was just that the fact that the tickets were included in the season package, like that should have been known. 3 months ago, the day after we played the game. But whatever, I'll take it now because there were a lot of people who said we wouldn't get any quad 1 wins in conference play. And here
that is shocking.
February, and we picked up a quad 1 win, which gives us 6 on the year today. I think that's like 5th best or something. It's like the top 5 most quad 1 wins, maybe, or something. 6.
That's surprising to me, but take it
that we have that many, or that they flipped it.
That it's flipped.
I know. I didn't think they would do it. I really didn't.
Okay.
Well, shout out Jason Munns because apparently he's been hot on the NCAA's ass for the last since the game about it. He said he's had multiple discussions with the NCAA about it. It's like, shout out Jason Munns. Let's go.
out there advocating for us.
Yeah, I mean, you're a mile down the street. I mean, that's kind of dumb. What if the Tigers played at El Morone versus playing at the Forum? You're going to say that's not a quad game? That's not a home game?
If the tickets were provided by Bluff City and not in the season ticket package, then it counts as a neutral site. Maybe we should do that one time a year.
Yeah, I'm down.
Get a big name school in here as a neutral site game.
Could you imagine a men's game in the field house?
What actually sucks for San Francisco is that turned from a quad 1 loss for them to now it's quad 2. Because our net ranking is not favorable.
It's okay. It happens.
Whatever.
It's about time somebody else got burned by it.
Have you looked at the net rankings lately?
I literally just did because I was looking at Temples, but I haven't paid a whole lot of attention to them, no.
So, like, okay. Memphis is at, I just saw them, 47. Right? They 6-2 in quad 1s, 4-1 in quad 2, 8-2 in quad 3, and 4-0 in quad 4. Obviously, that's hard to keep up with, but the reason I pointed out is sitting at 31 is VCU, who is 0-1 in quad 1 wins, 7-3 in quad 2, 3-0 in quad 3, and 11-1 in quad 4. So for just kind of just, for lack of better words, shitting on bad teams, they haven't really done much of anything. The 7-3 in quad 2
shits and gigs.
Yeah, I'm not gonna downplay the 7-3 in quad 2. That's still good win, right? But the quad 1, was it 7-3? Was that what it was? Yeah, 7-3. But 0-1 in quad 1, and they're 16 spots higher than us.
It's because this
is why the adjusted metrics is so stupid.
Yeah, beating everybody's ass. And I mean, I wish we could just can we get, I mean, Arkansas State's been on a bit of a skid, but I think they're our best shot at getting to another quad 2. Can we just get one quad 3 loss? Texas Tech and Iowa State are both top 10 in the net, and they both have a quad 3 loss.
That's so stupid.
Also, looking at this
Cincinnati and North Carolina.
That's what I was about to say. They are, Kenny, North Carolina and Cincinnati are both ahead of us in the net. You want to take a guess at their combined record versus quad 1?
It's 0 and something.
No, they're 2-19 against quad 1 combined, and they are both rated higher than us in the net.
I feel like every single week we have this conversation and we find some new team where we're like, what the hell is going on here?
But it's just because they're beating bad teams and it's the blowout effect, right? It's the same thing with New Mexico. It's the same thing with I saw one a second ago. There were a couple that don't have a ton of quad 1. So it's not like you have to live and die by the quad 1. And we brag about this awesome schedule that Punny's put together for out of conference, and it's great. He's picking up these quality wins. But even if you don't have them, what we're seeing here is if you just smoke at all the bad teams in conference, you'll probably do fine. But you're going to have to win all of them by 15 and not scratch and claw your way out with 8 and 10 points. Like we're getting up, and then we let off the gas, and then we drop that down a little bit, and we end up winning by 6 or 7 or 8. And it's just not enough.
At this point, it does feel like that we put way too much emphasis on the net. I would love to know, and I'll say this, I would love to know what the weighted percentage that the selection committee puts on these predictive metrics, because we put so much weight on it because it updates so regularly, right? Like it updates every single day. And so I guess that's true. Like if it comes out and they say the selection committee comes out and is like, listen, we look at the predictive metric rankings, like 90% of the weight of where we place teams is based on this. Then I think that clearly changes the game for every college coach in terms of how they schedule. But they might not put that much emphasis on it. They just might not. And then that doesn't change. Then it's like, okay, we can take that into consideration, but how much does it impact what we do as a team?
Yeah.
Am I wrong on that? I mean, I just think we put so much emphasis on it because it, number one, doesn't make a whole lot of sense there's like outlier teams that you're just like, this just doesn't make sense why their net is so high. Number one. Number two, it's because it updates every single day, and we just go, that makes it important for fans. That makes it important for us to look at. When the selection committee might be just like, dude, it doesn't matter. Like it does, but it doesn't.
Yeah, I don't know.
It clearly does matter.
It does definitely matter. I think there's part of the problem too. There's so much to like at the end, and I know Penny talked about this a little bit, is like a win isn't a win anymore. There's so much behind it of efficiency and how well did you play? How much did you win by? Who did you beat? Who had they beaten before? Blah, like there's too much. Now we have the net and we have Ken Pom and we have the resume metrics of wins above the bubble and we have the AP poll. Like at some point, it's just got to be like, what has this team been able to accomplish? Like regardless of, again, I've said it before, I think, but like at the end of the year, if you won every single game by 1 point, no matter who you beat, you're the national champion. Like you'll be the best team in college basketball.
No,
but your net ranking, you would. If you won every game on your schedule by 1 point, you would be the national champion.
No, you can't rank that way.
Your efficiency ratings would be shit, and you would be.
There's teams like Marist
in the net.
I was literally just watching freaking Mac basketball. How do you pronounce that? Is it mid?
Say that
Mac. Again. Why did you?
You know what I'm talking about?
So long? Oh, the 2A.
I'm not talking. Yeah, I'm not talking about the Mid Atlantic. I'm not talking about Miami, Ohio. I'm talking about the Mac, like all of the New York schools.
Yeah,
I was watching their basketball, and I'm like, these teams are ass. And I went and looked at the Mac.
Like 4 A's in there though.
It's 2, but I need to exaggerate, not the Mac, but the Mac, the Mid Atlantic.
There, that was better.
They're bad teams, and Marist is in there at 20-5. I have no clue what their quad 1. I don't know what any of their net stuff look like. I looked them up. They're sitting at.
I know, but if they didn't
a mile
have 5
down
losses,
the list. No, I'm looking at a mile down the losses. You want to take a guess at how many quad 1 or quad 2 wins they have?
They have 0.
How many quad 3 wins?
I don't know, but the point is, if they didn't lose a game,
Trey,
they would have won the conference, which means they're the auto bid. And then if they continue to win every game by 1, they're a national champion. That's the point.
Trey,
what is their net ranking? Probably 200.
They're also 20-7 in quad 4. No, excuse me, 18-5 in quad 4. 18-5. You cannot reward a team playing absolute garbage.
He's not.
I'm not rewarding them. I'm literally just saying if they won every game on their schedule, they would win their conference and their conference tournament, which means they get the auto bid. And then if they won by 1 in the NCAA tournament, they would be the national
freaking champion.
But their net ranking would be 175.
He is literally what Trey is doing is literally taking the wins on the court and saying like the tangible win that they have and saying if they win them all, even if it's by 1 point, they're the national champion. This predictive stuff is where,
and I don't think you have to get rid of predictives totally, but I think they're weighted too heavily right now. Like
it's definitely
trying to look at a formula and say that, oh, well, this team is, like our predictives haven't been good for a while. And I don't know. I mean, we're still sitting here at 12-2. Like, I don't know.
I think you had a good example when you were talking about Tulane and Mashburn. When we played them, they were a better team than they are now. What did I say? Tulane? Temple. They're a better team.
American Conference News, Jamal Mashburn Jr. has transferred to Tulane in the middle of the season. That's ladies and gentlemen, is why he. If you go to ESPN.com and you see that his last game played was 2-12 for Temple,
that's why
he has transferred
to Tulane
mid-season.
I do that all the time.
Go look at Tulane's game logs.
It's tricky. But my point is, when we played them, they were a much better team than they are now, right? I think we said they lost 6 straight conference games, and they're going to finish a mile down the list now. And it's just not going to give a true indication of how good Temple was when we played them with Mashburn, a guy who's averaging 20 plus a game. And you look at them now, you're like, how did Memphis lose to this team? They're trash. They're 14-14 right now. And so it looks even worse. So do you get a snapshot metric of when you played them and you lost in them? Or does that get readjusted at the end of the year when they're, going to finish 14-9 They have 3 games left. They're probably going to lose.
Probably going to go 14-17.
The next, I think they could beat Tulsa. Tulsa's pretty bad.
Tulsa's bad.
Well, they lost to Tulsa when Mashburn was playing. So
yeah. We'll just pretend they split. So you're talking about a 15-17. That's not a good team, and that's going to be a big black eye on our
Well, my hope, TJ, is that the selection committee doesn't just look at Bart Torvik and Ken Palm's metric rankings and say, well, why did they go watch the freaking game? Just go watch it. Go watch the games. Because I guarantee you this is what they do. The selection committee, I can almost guarantee you that they have, just like they have regional referees, there are divided up on the selection committee people who watch games regularly, right? Not all of them, but they have regional people on there that watch certain, whether it's conferences, however you want to break it down. And so I would hope that somebody in the selection committee would be like, yo, like, listen, they lost to Temple. Yeah. But they had the second leading scorer in the conference or in the entire freaking nation playing ball for them. Then forget these last 7 to 10 games where they've lost because Jamal's been out. Like, let's take into consideration the fact that their best player, one of the top players in the country, was playing Memphis back then. Like, I would hope that would be a part of the conversation. If it's not, then this system is broken.
No, I'm pretty sure. I think I've seen that they
slippery slope though,
injuries and stuff, and when a team
what's more of a slippery slope,
played with or without a player.
What's more of a slippery slope? Them watching the games and taking into consideration the things that make the game, or taking everything by the metric quad 1, quad 2, quad 3, quad 4 win-loss record and saying this is the totality of their season, right? Like that's a slippery slope.
But they're not going to go back and watch every game. What they're going to do is they're going to have I imagine, this is my brain here, that there is a window of possible seeds that Memphis is going to fall into. Hey, is Memphis a 5 seed or are they a 9 seed? Now we need to watch the tape and kind of figure out what's going on in these games they lost, these games that were close that had no business being closed. Let's go back and watch this and try to figure this stuff out, right? They know who we've beaten. It's not really about what did Memphis do right to win these games. I think they understand that. Most of the games we've won, we've normally shot incredible from 3. There's been lower turnovers than normal, et cetera, et cetera. Good defense. Like you can see some of these things. It's the games that you've lost that you had no business losing and being in competitive matchups with. I think they're going to go back and watch some of those. But at the end of the day, there's a ceiling and a floor on how good or bad you can be based off what your resume is. And it's going to be in that. I don't even want to say 5 to 9. I think it'll be 6 to 9. It'll be one of those 3.
Well, it was interesting. Did y'all listen to Penny Hardaway's midweek press conference this week that he gave about this stuff? It felt like it was an intentional, like, I'm going to advocate for my team in terms of what the metric rankings and the net rank, all that kind of stuff are. And he spoke out about it. And he said specifically, it was obviously hyperbolic, but he said we could be 26-0. And I felt like we would, as a conference, would be capped at where we could be. And I don't think that's an unfair statement. I think they absolutely cap teams that are in this American Conference and what they do right now. Now, I know people have said, well, Houston, dude, the American Conference was much better when Houston, UCF.
Oh, yeah.
Cincy was in that conference. They were a much better conference. It's not the American that it is now. But do you think that that's a fair statement? Him saying that they could be 26-0 and they'd still be capped at a certain level in terms of where they could be seated at.
Yeah, but is that more about the American or is that more about the other conferences having schools with a better resume that have played stronger teams night in, night out kind of situation?
I would say Cincy has a worse resume, but they played in a stronger conference. But they're
what about Gonzaga?
Higher.
Do we not count them in anything? It's like they play a very strong schedule every year. I mean, it's good. Don't get me wrong, but like their conference isn't. What do they have? St. Mary's? Who are they playing against?
San Francisco, St. Mary's.
I don't think you're cap. I mean, I get what he was saying, but if we were 26-0 today, we would be a 1 or 2 seed.
I mean, I think that to be true.
I think if we were under that, it would include winning Maui, beating Auburn, the best team in the country. Like, we wouldn't have any quad 3 losses. 100%, we would be a 1 or 2 seed. 100%.
I mean, obviously, 26-0, he's being hyperbolic, right?
Yeah,
clearly.
I know. I think he said we'd be a 6 seed, which is obviously not true. But
that's not true. Yeah,
I'm saying, given our out of conference schedule and the fact that we would be undefeated in conference play, we would be the number 1 ranked team in the country in the AP poll. And I guarantee you, bracketology wise, we'd be a 1 or 2 seed.
Was Wichita the number 1 team in the nation?
But what if they were 26-0 and
they were a 1 seed?
What if they were 26-0 and beat ECU by 8 points in Memphis?
I mean, they would have dropped some. Yeah, I still think
they would be hurt in the net because they won the game.
But again, like, a lot of those people that understand that more so than, like, it's a sorting tool, right? So what the committee's really more looking at is your quad records, not like, I know it's tough. Like, the fact that we're 47th in the net, our own net ranking doesn't really matter, to be honest.
I agree.
They're more so looking at like Ken Pom and Bart Torvik and those efficiency ratings. So it just so happened to kind of line up with the net ranking. But us being 47th in the net they're not really looking at what our ranking is, unless it's a team that beat us or something.
It kind of matters, right? Have we looked at it from a historical standpoint that said if you are between,
I know, but I'm saying
numbers 35 and 50, you're not going to be any higher than a 7 seed or a 6 seed or whatever the math would be there. Like, I think you based off where you're at in the net, you're going to have a typical range of where you can fall as a seed. Like, there's maybe an anomaly at some point in time, but 99% you're going to be 6, 7, 8, 9, kind of in that range, right?
I mean, probably. I haven't looked at it historically, but yes, there is. I think it's because the net aligns fairly closely with Ken Pom and Bart Torvik again. But yeah, again, all that to say, I think if we were 26-0 today, 100%, we're one of the top 8 seeded teams in the country.
We would be ranked really high, but I guarantee you
we would be 1.
I guarantee you they'd be number 12 in the net, or they'd be number whatever in the net.
That might,
I don't think it would matter in that instance. I think you would still be a top 8 seed.
But yeah, you'd be one of the top 8.
1 through teams, 1 or 2 seed.
They'd be like, well, I know Auburn lost to Memphis and Maui, but Auburn is, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just the justification behind it would be insane. But
yeah, I mean, you have to do something. We've talked about it. It just sucks. If it was the reverse, if our conference schedule had been played at the beginning of the year and we were playing our out of conference schedule right now, we'd be in a much better position.
Just quick follow up. If where'd it go? You're typically a team ranked at 45th in net. Has typically fallen between a 10th and a 12th seed. So looking back last year, or 2023 tournament, Utah State had a net ranking of 40 and was assigned a 10 seed, while North Carolina State was 41st and received an 11 seed.
Yeah, but see, again, that's where
I don't think Memphis is going to get those. I think the resume speaks better than their net ranking there. But you ain't going to tell me that these seeds are getting 10s and 11 seeds while you're going to somehow get a 5. Right.
Yeah. No, I agree. I don't think they're going to get a 5. But that's also what makes this so weird. I guarantee you there's never been a team that has had the quad 1 and 2 record with the quality of wins that we have had, and then also been this low in the net ranking. Because again, a team that is that good against those quads is probably beating quad 3 and 4 teams sufficiently.
Our friend Bart Torvik actually does that for us.
Are they undervaluing the conference? Like, is that the question?
Our conference is ass.
Yeah, I don't know that we can try to get away with that one.
I mean, I think I do. Yes. There are power conference teams out there that get the benefit of playing in a power conference. Like
absolutely.
Utah is atrocious, but I don't know what they are ranked in the net, but it's going to be.
Look at Nebraska. We were watching Nebraska. Look at Nebraska. What is Nebraska's net ranking? They are dog water. They are dog water.
He's gone. They are 54th at 17-10, but again, it's because they play in the Big Ten every night.
Imagine playing a basketball game and the final score is 49-46.
Couldn't be me.
Like, look,
we did that at halftime.
Utah's 15-12. They are 1-7 on the road. 73rd. That's a quad 1 win on the road.
All right. So going off of Memphis's current resume right now, Bart Torvik will actually do this for us. They can kind of give you a similar resume, right? Most recently, Nevada last year received a 10 seed. They finished at 34 in the net. Missouri the year before was 42 in the net. They were a 7 seed. You also have Arkansas. We're going back a little further here. Washington State in 2024 received a 7 seed, and they finished 44th in the net. So you do have a bit of flex there. But there's some 6 seeds in here. I'm not going to lie, a 5 seed and 6 seed, like 2014 St. Louis got a 5 seed, but they finished 27th in the net. I don't expect Memphis to raise to 27 in the net. That would be an absurd
I don't
jump.
even know that that's possible.
Yeah.
We'd have to win every game remaining on the schedule and the conference tournament by 25 plus probably for that to happen.
Well, very optimistic. 2013 Notre Dame finished 35th in the net, and they got a 7 seed. So 7, 8, 9, anything other than that seems kind of shocking at this point to me. I know you guys
number
feel differently about that.
The number 18 team in the country.
Did you just do Windhorst fingers?
And with that, we're going to take a break.
Well, I have a question for y'all. I have one more Tiger topic that is not. So this whole net thing was not a part of our original.
No,
this just kind of flowed into that. So I have another one that I want to ask you that could be long. Do we want to go ahead and take a break and go?
Yeah,
we're
why
at
not?
53
It's going to be
minutes.
long. We're taking a break and we'll come back.
Say it again.
We'll be right back.
I mean, when you are in a situation in every single game where you're favored by double digits, you're supposed to beat them by a lot, you're far better than they are, they're not even top 200 or whatever in the net, that type of situation, it's their Super Bowl. When you're in that spot every single game, it's just difficult, regardless of how much better you theoretically are. And for that reason, I haven't really been kind of squeaking out these games against Memphis too much because they were losing them last year. They were losing them.
Right.
And to go from that to actually winning them and for the most part taking care of business in the league, that's an improvement in of itself. But now that there has been a loss here, that probably does change the conversation a little bit.
Tune in to Tigers Live with Francis Carlotta, live after every Memphis Tiger basketball game on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Daniel Greer, shout out. The NBA should have paid $100,000 to call out John Morant and Zion.
Oh, why have they not done that before? Yeah, just like WWE style. Cut a promo right there at mid-court. John Morant, you think you're the best. You think you're the best, but you're too scared.
And then you hear
Zion.
Is that Jaron Jackson Jr.'s music?
Stick legs? Well, I think they're made out of soft butter. You know.
Can we get Jim Ross in here to call the dunk contest?
Oh, and John Morant show up with Paul Heyman? Like,
My God, that's John Morant's music. Oh, God, my God. It would be so good.
Oh man, they're missing out. They're missing out on so much. Why are we not commissioners of the NBA?
Tune into the Daily Grind with your host, Luke Hatmaker, every Monday through Friday at 7:30 a.m. live on the Bluff City Media YouTube channel.
Dirty. Before you ask your really long question, I know we were just talking about Kansas.
They're up.
It is 10:20 p.m. and they just tipped off, basically.
Wow. Against Colorado.
Yeah.
They're up 19-10, man. Put them at the 1 seed, baby. Put them at the 1 seed. I guarantee you they'll be back in the top 10. If they win this game, they'll be back, baby.
In the top 10?
Here's what's crazy is you guys, it's what, Mountain Time? Mountain Time in Colorado?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you guys want to go to the Pacific Coast? You want to play people in that time zone? No chance.
Perfect.
No chance.
Perfect segue to my question. Pac-12 rumors are running rampant today. Have y'all heard them? Have y'all seen them?
No. If it's by those Twitter dorks like Orgo Beeve or whatever his name is, I don't believe any of them.
So okay, that's my question. How much weight do we put on this? Your best friend OS_Beaver.
Stop. I don't even want to hear the tweet.
Am told the Pac-12 plan from an insider and is smarter than I anticipated and solid. Number for Memphis to jump was always 13 mil. And they found it! ! Base deal of 9.75 mil per team. Texas State gets 2/3 share, gives them 6.5 mil, with other 1/3 to Memphis for extra 3.25, equaling 13 milli a year. What are y'all's thoughts?
No.
Okay. All right.
It was still no. It was no from the jump. It was no because it was a bad business.
Mainly because he keeps using these
first half of it all.
Rated pictures when he tweets these things out.
These AI generated grok pictures are pretty wild.
Would you just call it a grok picture?
Grok 3, baby.
What is that?
Twitter, x.com. Check out Grok 3. You can do AI stuff.
I don't think I'm allowed to search that. I don't think my mom gave me permission to search Grok 3.
It's a good point. It's a good point.
No, but the answer is no.
No? Okay. All right. Well,
No,
here's my question. There was a massive battle in the press conference room last night after the Tigers game against Florida Atlantic. There was multiple arguments happening all at the same time. Right when Penny Hardaway was walking up to the stage, he caught us in the middle of it. We were yelling at each other. It was crazy. But I wanted to ask y'all's thoughts. I want y'all to put this question to bed. Match up, roster for roster, team for team. The 2022-23 team versus this team. Who wins? Versus the current Tiger program, current Tiger roster.
Well, that was the Kendrick and DeAndre team.
Kendrick DeAndre.
This year's team.
Okay.
I think so. I think it would be this team.
Why?
I think this team is better top to bottom.
Okay.
Yeah. Who did you have on that team outside of Kendrick and DeAndre?
Plus, is Penny coaching both teams?
Yes.
He knows how to
Penny's
stop.
better this year.
Yeah.
What if it was Penny from this year coaching the 22-23 team?
I still say it's this team.
Let me counter question you.
Okay.
Let's just say Kendrick is a wash with PJ Haggerty.
I don't think
who is going to guard. I'm trying to make it make sense for the argument to even be out there that 2022, 2023 has any chance of competing. Who is stopping Hunter? You going to put Alo on Tyrese Hunter?
Yeah. Right.
Is it
DeMario Franklin?
I don't know. Yeah, Alo was a very good defender. I'm not saying it like that. I just mean it's Tyrese Hunter, but Like, what are you going to do there? Who's stopping Colby Rogers? You going to put Elijah
McCadden?
McCadden?
I mean, who's guarding Dane?
Keontae Kennedy? You going to put him out there on somebody? Oh, Dane, that's easy. That's going to be Malcolm.
I mean, I get
That's not one
DeAndre
that
would
makes sense.
try, but we know that DeAndre loved to foul.
I think you'd have to put Malcolm on him. It's the only chance you'd have.
Well, I
You
feel
gotta
like
put
Kenny
some meat
doesn't.
on the
I
meat.
feel like Kenny was on the opposite end. I don't think you agree with us.
Well,
You don't think I agree with y'all?
I don't know. I can't tell. I felt like you would have been saying like "thank you" that ends it, but you're not really saying much. So it makes me think you think,
I think
that
you
DeAndre.
I'm just listening to y'all. I'm listening to y'all because I think it's absurd to think.
Yeah, I don't-
Look, I have two things I want to say. That 22-23 team started Chandler Lawson and
they had
Demaria
two people that could
Franklin.
score.
Where?
Yeah, they're.
where
I mean,
would
they're
you
easier to defend and play. Like, I feel
Where
like this
would you
team has
put-
too many weapons.
If you put Demaria Franklin and Chandler Lawson on this 24-25 team, they would play 0 minutes,
Well,
more than likely.
well.
What about
Well,
Ian Granger?
Ian, where is Ian? I'm about to look that up.
I think the conversation is really about there are people that think there are media members in the city that believe DeAndre Williams is 5 steps above Dane Danger in terms of talent, because I don't think that the conversation can be PJ Haggerty and Kendrick Davis. Like
Talent?
A non-conversation.
That's
No,
a
it's
not-
not.
the conversation is DeAndre and Dane. And
I
my
do not think that DeAndre is head and shoulders above Dane talent wise.
no.
Not even close. Did anyone watch yesterday? Or the last like 6 weeks of basketball that Dane's been playing outside of the Wichita State game?
It was like preseason. I think I actually referred to Dane Danger as DeAndre Williams with a little bit of ass on him. He's a quick-footed big man. He's a mobile big man, given how big he is. I could see similarities there. They're okay with the ball in their hands.
I don't think, but I don't think DeAndre had the skill set that Dane has.
No.
Post moves, not like.
No, he doesn't has the post.
Don't get me
moves, but
wrong. I love
a big man
DeAndre.
with the ball in his hand.
But Dane's talent level is up there for sure.
I
Who
think
do you
it's a
need more?
I think it's a ridiculous argument. I think the argument. I laughed out loud when that argument started yesterday. I was like,
I'm not
You-
going to say it's ridiculous and be disrespectful and ugly. I could see it being a good game, but that's just because this year's team likes to play with their food a little bit.
let's not forget. So did that team too.
I would say, let's
What's-
not cross off the list that they didn't.
Right.
They didn't
So
blow
then they
anybody
both
out.
would just play equally together.
I
No,
don't
stop
think so.
it. That
No, but
you
I
take
think
away the
this
best
team-
two players. Take away the
this
top
team would
two for
win.
each team. There's still so much more on this year's team. So much
Yeah, that's
more.
what I'm saying. This team, top to bottom, is way better.
Kendrick and DeAndre, you take them out. Who else is scoring for that team? I mean, you already know Colby, Tyrese. Both of them can do it. Sometimes Nick, when he's hitting that 3-ball Kenny told us about.
The Temple guy.
I don't think that was as long as Kenny wanted it to be.
No, I mean I'm in agreement with you. I was like,
Who started that?
I'm not.
Can
gonna,
you say?
Yeah.
I'm not.
Let's say
gonna-
some. Now I want you to call out names on who took the 2022, 2023.
Was it Roman?
I need to know.
So go to my Twitter.
Did
and look
somebody
at my-
ask Penny this?
No, nobody asked.
I'm
Penny
not
this.
grokking you, dude.
Go to my Twitter. I quote tweeted somebody today about the 22-23 team. And I tagged somebody else in it.
Unbelievable.
Hmm.
I'm not going to say his name.
Watch basketball,
But-
my brother. Watch basketball.
What are you
He wasn't
doing?
even here then, was he?
You didn't even go here. No, he was probably there then.
What?
He
didn't even go
here. He
Was he here?
He was here then.
Yeah, he was here then.
Okay.
Anyway.
On to this week. We've been naming all these weeks after Penny called. I don't even remember how long ago that was now, but we called it Separation Week. This week has been officially deemed Solidification Week because we got Rice at home.
Is that a word?
I don't know. It is now. Rice at home. This is a real big payback game because for those folks that have tried to what.
I trying to say it was a real big game for a second there.
No, it's a payback game because if you don't remember from last year, they came into our house and they beat us on our home floor. So if there's ever one that needs to be a 30-point win, it's this one. And then you're going to solidify yourself as the number 1 seed by beating UAB in Birmingham on Sunday. We've already locked up a double bye anyway.
Yep.
We could lose out and we'd still be a top 4 seed in the American. No, that's not going to happen. And essentially you'd have to lose 2 more games to be knocked out of the number 1 slot, so that you're going to solidify your stance as the number 1 team this week. You're going to get back at Rice. You're going to go down to Birmingham, and you're going to lock yourself into the 1 seed for the American.
And let's not forget, you're going to win the regular season conference championship.
You're going to win the regular season conference championship of the American Conference for the first time
to you all more
in history.
To me, I want to win the regular season conference championship. That was one of my main 2 goals this year, was to win the conference championship.
Solidification is the transformation of liquid to solid.
Solid, yeah. It's a real word.
Right now, we're a little bit liquidy. Well, we're about to get. We're going to get some fiber in us, and we're going to solid that stuff up.
Kenny, I'm with you. I'm the regular season champion over a couple of lucky games champion.
Yeah, I think we've said that before. I said that in reference to this, right? The conference tournament championship is fun, but it's also just like, okay, what team was playing the best over a 3-day period got hot. If a team gets real hot, they could win it, blah, blah, blah.
Last year was a perfect example for,
right.
Wasn't Temple in the championship game last year in the AAC?
I mean, even just UAB winning it, right? Like,
yeah.
The body of work that it requires over the season long.
That's what I want
of a conference.
Yeah.
Schedule is more validating to me. So solidification week, we're gonna get the job done. And with that, we'll
double 2-0 this week.
Oh, it's got to be. I think I've said it, but after losing to Wichita, they're not going to lose another regular season game.
You think we pissed off UAB? Yeah, specifically.
I don't. To be honest with you, I don't care if they're pissed off or not because it's literally not going to matter.
I don't think it's going to matter.
It literally won't. Yaxel's this year's over for them. They're thinking about what they need to do next year at this point. Like,
I don't know. I can see them.
He's worried
about this game.
He's worried about Dane. They may care. It's not going to make a difference, is what I'm telling you.
Make a difference in what way, though? I need you to elaborate.
They're not going to beat us, and we're going to whip their ass again. Butta's not going to come out and make ridiculous off freaking balance threes. Yaxel knows who his father is. He will be reminded of that if he's somehow forgotten over the course of the last month.
What's his name? Vasquez ain't going to come out and do anything.
Alejandro.
What's the dude that has the first name and last name that are the same on the team?
I don't know.
What?
Yeah, there's a guy that has the same last name and same first name and last name.
I don't know that one. Sorry to throw things off for you.
Tony.
That's it.
Tony. They have a guy named Tony.
Yeah, but it's spelled 2 different ways, which makes it better.
That makes
Why
it
do
even
pants do that?
Why they hate you so
we
much?
We should be coming at this guy. Why are your pants?
I don't
so
know.
bad?
I kind of like that.
No, you
I wonder
don't.
if his name is like
No, you
Antonio Tony or something like that. Like,
Okay, Kenneth, but you know damn well when someone's name is Antonio, a good nickname is going to be Ant or Tony, and it's too much of a chance that it's going to be Tony.
I'm not disagreeing with you.
Look.
Oh, Hunter Dickinson just got smoked at the rim. Let's go. Sorry.
Why do you hate Hunter Dickinson so much?
Yeah, I don't get it.
This is like 3 straight weeks. You've been all about some Hunter Dickinson hate.
Man's making.
He's still coming at me.
Bio. Tony.
He's coming at me because I said that I thought Hunter Dickinson was one of the best bigs, and he was like, "Oh, Dane's way better," but it's still. I think Hunter's great. He's great. He's going to go well high into the draft.
College basketball, to be honest.
How can you be 35 playing college basketball?
We've seen it before.
We have. It's NFL Combine week. We got 2 representatives and one being robbed of a deserving opportunity. Shout out to Seth and Rock. Good luck to those fellas in Combine week. And our condolences to our boy Chandler Martin.
Doesn't deserve it, man.
Who should be there, but he won't.
Is it a hot take to think that Rock Taylor is going to be the drafted player and not Seth Hennigan?
No, but I am going to put you on the spot, and I'm going to tell you to guess Rock's 40 time right now.
Rock's 40 time?
Yeah.
Is it a really slow 4.7?
No, he's faster than that. Do you want to the 10th or what are you wanting?
No, you don't have to do it to the 10th.
Like if I said 4.4, does that count? I think he's probably a 4.4.
Yeah. 4.4.
Really? He's
no way.
Guys, but he's fast. Yeah. I think he can get 4.5.
Rock. You think Rock Taylor's
4.4, 4.5.
Who's faster, him or DeMonte? Who's faster, him or DeMonte?
Well, DeMonte
they're pretty
left
similar.
The city faster, but
DeMonte ran a 6 flat 40. It's a NFL Pro Day.
What?
That's why, no, I'm joking.
That's not true.
Goodness gracious.
No, I think Rock at the combine, I think he will run somewhere between a 4.
No, you've locked it in. You said 4.4.
You said 4.4.
Well, okay, but 4.4 can be 4.49, which is borderline 4.5. But I think he is very much so anywhere between the 4.46 and a 4.53, anywhere in that range. I think he could hit that.
I'm stunned by that. I thought he was quite a bit slower than that, to be honest with you.
Well, the problem is I think if it's straight line speed, he's fine. But he also was being held on literally every route in the world, so you could never get a true indication on his speed.
We didn't talk enough about that, honestly. This PJ foul stuff is making me think back to how many non-pass interferences that should have been called.
On Rock specifically.
There was one game where he had like 4 pass interference calls in a row on him. Yeah.
Unbelievable. All right, what's Seth's 40?
I'm sorry, Seth. It's not going to be. It's not going to be that bad. It's really not. I mean, if you watch him run, I think he was more. How should I word this? Smart running than it was just trying to be the most athletic.
More strategic running.
Yeah, like let me kind of jog and make sure I don't get hit in the face and someone just earhole me. I think he can get 4.8. He may be a 4.7. I think in a straight up 40-yard dash. I am very curious who wins between Jay Ducker. And
Bring
Seth.
up a former fave of the pod. Who do you think is faster, Seth or Jay Ducker?
That's what I just said. Like I am very curious who would win that. No, Ducker would win that. It's Seth's.
Aren't we going to get to see?
Seth is game fast.
Didn't Duck transfer to Temple?
He did. He followed his coach there.
Can we get speaking of, can we get the freaking conference football schedule out? What the hell is going on?
I'm not doing it.
It's about to be March.
On our toes.
Why do we not have our football schedule?
Final verdict, Seth, 4-8-40.
Okay. 4-8, and then what you said Rock was 4-4-6 to 5-4-5-3. Is that what you said?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I think he'll be in that range. I think he can get there.
We'll come back next week and see how you did.
Rock, I think, will be drafted.
Okay. I got another question for you.
How many 225 bench presses do you think Seth gets? I don't think
if he benches. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why he would do that, but do the quarterbacks bench?
No, I don't think so.
I think he can get 10 though. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Really? That's a lot.
Probably. Is it?
10 of 225 is real pretty solid, I would say.
I guess. You're making me look it up now. I don't know if they bench. I don't think that I've ever seen them bench.
I'm pretty sure they don't unless they just want to.
I just don't know why you would. It's not like a thing that is, it doesn't correspond with throwing motion. So I just don't know why you would do that. They do bench. It is an option.
In 10 years, only 5 have done it.
Yeah, I don't know why you would. What do you win by that? Just for funsies?
Virginia quarterback Kurt Benkert did it in 2018 and got 16.
I remember Brady Quinn hit like almost 30.
24. Damn, Jay Cutler got 23.
Yeah, those are thick dudes. Those are old thick dudes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I feel like 10 for Seth would be pretty solid.
I think you get it at 10. What was the question? There was one last question. I think I cut you off.
Yeah, who's gonna have the longer career? Who's gonna have the most impactful NFL career? Seth, Rock.
Those are different
Chandler.
Different conversations. Longer career or the most impactful? I need some narrowing.
Say it again. Sorry.
He just asked you a question and then blacked out.
And then just blacked out. You said who's going to have the longer career, and then also asked who's going to have the more impactful career.
Okay, let's go impactful career.
I mean, it really isn't about the size of the career. It's more how you use it.
It's very true. It is so true. That's tough. I think it's easier to say Rock only because the quarterback thing, you just don't really get a chance. Like a lot of quarterbacks don't really get a chance to show themselves because everyone kind of has that front guy, and the second and third guys rarely get their chance to do anything. So depending on where Seth goes, it'd be kind of hard for him to make a splash. But wide receivers, you could have 5 receivers play in one game. They can play gunner. They can play so many different things on a field. Quarterback is just one position. So kind of playing the math, and I hate to say it, playing the field there, but I think Seth or Rock would have the more impactful and longer career.
What about Chandler? You didn't even give Chandler a shot.
No, I thought we were between Rock and Seth. Here's that thing with Chandler. He is smaller. We talked about this preseason. It's not like a ton of linebackers are getting drafted. And that's the thing with wide receivers. You're going to have damn near 20 wide receivers get drafted. But they churn a lot, right? You can have guys that have been awesome, and then 2 years later, you never hear from them again. I think Chandler is talented. He's very talented. He's very good. He'll probably get a UDFA deal. And that's probably something he's already talked to people about. I think he's going to be like a show me guy. If I had to take a guess between all 3 of them, I think Chandler could be a situation like we've seen with JJ Russell. Like JJ Russell didn't blow anyone away in college by any means. Like, not to say he wasn't good. I just don't think he blew anyone away. And here he's still in the NFL now. Right. I mean, he started one of the last couple of weeks in the season. So I think you can see that with Chandler. He's too instinctual to keep off the field in any capacity, special teams, defense, etc.
If this had been
enough to overcome his size?
If this had been a few years ago, I could see Chandler being an incredible special teams player.
I was about to say a real solid special teams guy. It'll be interesting to see. I hope it'd be real cool if one of them got picked up by the Hard Knocks team. We got to see a little.
Get to follow that.
Yeah, follow a little training camp journey. That'd be neat.
Yeah, listen. I mean, JJ Russell is marked at 6'1", 225. And here he is in his third, going on fourth season in the NFL. So, I mean, it's doable, right?
There's a lot of specialty guys from Memphis that have had long careers. Like, did Arthur Millette kill while he was here? I mean, and he's still playing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Even a guy like Bryce Huff, right? Like, Bryce was
Huff Daddy. Huff Daddy is a little different.
No, I mean, I get it. I get it. But he didn't like you would see flashes and be like, holy hell, he's different, right? Like you would see that Ole Miss game, the tackle in the end zone. Jesus Christ. Like, it's just like, what in the hell? But I mean, he just signed his second contract in the NFL this year, right? Like,
yeah. Huff Daddy was different though, because he was just peeling off the end. Like he had a special, unique bend to his hip that was great, and he could just turn the corner. And he's in the backfield, and as long as you got the right bend, they'll take a shot on you in the NFL, and it's panned out. I mean, for sure.
Are y'all surprised at all that Mario's not? You think Mario will get a UDFA?
It's so tough with running backs, man. There's so many. I mean, there's a chance you get 3 running backs taken in the first round.
Yeah, he runs so damn hard, though.
That's true.
Somebody give him a shot.
I don't a UDFA deal. That's very possible. Like I don't know that he'll get drafted. I don't know how many running backs get drafted year in year out.
I don't think he'll get drafted,
but definitely get called to camp, show out. I mean, we've seen players with his skill set have a good career, right?
Keep that RBU going.
Yep.
RBU. All right. Let's get in this Rockando Highland Campfire. I said at the beginning, this is probably the best can we've had so far. Got these little Scottish beers with their kilts around a campfire. I love the cartooniness of it. Love the color scheme. Love the big flame. You got some pizza slices in there because it's Rockando. I even like the little Brewed in Tennessee logo thing. I like a lot about this can, Timothy.
It's a good can, man. They do a good job. Hub City, I don't know if Rockando specifically designs their own label. I need to ask them about that next time I go in there. Or you can do it. You live closer. Just drive up there and ask them. I think they do a really good job with the labels, though.
This beer is nearly
the belt also says R&D. It's like it's aged.
Oh, I see it
right here.
Yeah, cool.
Just want to throw that out there. Clarity.
I'm going pretty high on this.
I've been yawning nonstop, so I get it.
This is like a 7.4 can for me.
I think that's very fair. They do a very good job with the can, the details, the artwork. That's all I want to know. I want to give them a score, but I also want to like adjust it if they have their own artist that draws this stuff out, or if it's like Hub City that does it. I'm not going to take any points away if it's Hub City that does it, but if they have their own art designer, then shout out to them because all their cans look pretty sick so far. You said 7.4 for the can?
Yeah, that feels a little low though.
It's a good can. I mean, listen to your heart. Listen to your heart.
I'm gonna stick with it.
7.4 is not bad. I don't really know why the beers have black eyes and stuff like that. Like I don't really know what's going on with the faces.
That's their freaking. What do you mean? It's
Look at these guys,
brother.
I understand, but why? You know,
because they're Scottish.
I don't know. I don't think I'm going to go in the 7.4s. I do like it. It probably is a borderline 6.9 or 7 for me because I like the artwork. And I think if I knew that they designed their own can and it wasn't up to Hub City to do it, I'd give them more points. You're right. His beer is almost a year old. I'm going to go 6.9. It is a good can, though. It's a really good can.
Nice. The beer's very good, too. I really enjoyed the Scottish Red Ale. Back to my salty. Some pretzels would have gone really good. Like pretzels and cheese dip would have gone really hit hard with this. You know what I mean? Like a jumbo soft pretzel with some freaking beer cheese. And then this Highland or Campfire. I would drink multiple of these. I will probably get this again. I might get it on draft if we hit up Rock and Dough.
Good choice.
Drinkability's there. Flavorful. 5.9 ABV is nice.
Giving the beer a 5.9.
It's a pint. No, this is more like 7.9. I liked this. I like this a lot.
It's very fair. It's very fair. I'm a big fan of it too, and I don't know if I normally like Scottish Red Ale. I don't know if I've had enough of them to say yes or no to liking them or not. But I'm probably up there with you. I originally said 7.5. I may drop it a little bit. I don't know.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you're going up.
No, I'll leave it at 7.5. We'll leave it at 7.5. I could definitely drink 2 of them back to back. I have no problem with that as long as they're cold. Definitely, these things are flowing. Good beer.
If we're at Rock and Dough, I'd say give me another. They say, would you like another Highland Campfire? I'd say I sure would. I sure would. And I'd love a pretzel with cheese dip if you have it as well back there.
What has been the last 2 Highland? I mean, the last 2 Rock and Dough scores, they've been pretty high, haven't they?
PJ, if you count the My Town Hub City beer that we did, I really liked it. It's brewed by the same people.
He went real high on the My Town.
He went like 8.5 on the My Town.
No, he went like
8.6.
He went like 9.
But hear me out. The Barbarian Pale Ale, which Trey and I really liked that can and that beer. It was like an 8.5 total. Like that's with my can, Trey's beer, and my beer score all together in 1.85.
Really?
So
shout out
to Rock and Dough and Hub City. Whoever's at play here. This is damn good beer. I've only seen it at Rock and Dough though. I don't know if you can buy it anywhere else. Hub City you can. Rock and Dough I think you can only get at Rock and Dough. So we're just watch. Trey, you like
a field trip?
Want pretzels? Go to Costco. They have an Eastern Standard Provisions. I'm gonna send you a picture of what I'm talking about. We had these the other day. They were fantastic. Right there. Don't click that twice though, if you know what I mean.
Not sure where I'm supposed.
Look in the chat.
Oh, those two look really nice.
They're real good. They come with a beer cheese and a mustard sauce.
Yeah, that is.
They are good, man. Oh wait, damn, that's not the right ones. It looks very similar to that. It's actually these. They're called Bistro, but it doesn't matter. They're really good. Costco.
I do love a good pretzels. Love a good pretzel bite. All right. Well, ladies and gents,
we're good.
There you have it. Right at an hour 30. We'll be back next week. Bring cold beer straight without takes. Peace.
If you enjoyed this episode of Tigers Untapped, leave a rating and a review wherever you download your podcasts. Like and subscribe at Bluff City Media's YouTube page. Head over to www.bluffcitymedia.co for comprehensive coverage of Memphis sports.